Hey everyone, it's Kyle, and today I'm going to teach you 5 different ways that you can start investing in real estate right now. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Now let's get started. Let's start with the first and probably most popular, the fix and flip. This has been made super popular by a lot of flipping shows from HGTV, and they love spicing it up, love showing drama, but let me assure you that if you do the deal right and you have the right process, drama should not be an issue. So how do you find the right deal? Well, it's pretty simple. You just need to find a motivated seller, someone that is willing to sell their house to you below market value because they need to move right away. After you've found that person, you've got to do the math. After purchase price, rehab, holding expenses, and selling expenses, will you make more than you spend? Easier said than done. We're not going to talk about how to analyze a deal, but I do have a great video that you can watch to make sure that you learn the correct way to analyze deals. The second part of fix and flip is you got to have the process, so let's talk about what you need. The first thing you need, no matter what type of investing strategy you're going into, you need to have a mentor, especially one that knows your market. Next, you need to find a realtor that loves working with investors. That second part is really important because not every realtor knows how to or wants to work with an investor. So if you pick them right, they can be your best friend, especially because they might bring you deals, and when they go to sell, they're definitely your best friend. The next thing you will need for a fix and flip is the contractor. This is probably the most important team member once the project starts. Ideally, you want a contractor that you can just hand the keys to and say, call me when it's done. And that's pretty much it. All of the other teammates that you need are going to come from either your contractor or realtor because they have all the connections that they need to make your fix and flip go great. The second investment strategy is wholesaling, and this is great for a couple reasons. First, it costs absolutely nothing. You're just the middleman between the seller and the eventual buyer. Next, it takes less time than a fix and flip. Just like a fix and flip, you're talking to a motivated seller, but instead of fixing the property yourself, you're just getting it under contract. You have a piece of paper that says, I am going to buy this property, and then you take it to your list of cash buyers and you sell it to them for an inflated price. You make the profit, the seller's happy because their house is sold, and the buyer's happy because they're gonna fix it and make a profit too. The last advantage is you don't need as big of a team as you would with a fix and flip. All you really need is a great list of cash buyers for when you find that deal. The third strategy is what we call BRRRR, and that stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. This strategy is for the investor who's looking to build up residual passive income with no money in the deal, and it's absolutely genius. This is like a fix and flip without the flip, because after you fix it, you're keeping it. All you do is you put a tenant in there to rent it, and then you go back to the bank and refinance it and get almost all that money, if not more, back in your pocket. Let me break it down for you in terms of numbers. Let's say you buy a house for $100,000, you have to rehab it for $50,000, and so all in, you're $150,000 in. Well, after it's been repaired, the appraised value is now worth $200,000. Well, a bank is going to give you 75% loan to value on whatever the appraised value is. Guys, do the math. 75% of $200,000 is $150,000. You just got all of your money back in your pocket, plus you own a rental property that is cash flowing, hopefully more than $200 a month. And because you have all your money back, you can go and do it again and again and again. That's where that repeat comes in. If you want true freedom in real estate, this is one of those ways. If you want to learn exactly how one of my friends has done just that, you will definitely want to check out this interview. The fourth way is house hacking, one of my personal favorites. If you already own a home and currently live in it, but there's empty rooms, you can put tenants in those rooms to help pay for the mortgage. It's literally as simple as that. There are some very creative ways to go about it though, so make sure you check out my video on house hacking. And lastly, and probably most popular, buy and hold. This is just when you buy a property, put a tenant in there, and cash flow every month. It's very simple, so I'm not going to dive too deep into this. But the one piece of advice I have for you is to do the math. Don't just assume that you're going to be able to rent it out for more than what the mortgage is. There's a lot that goes into that, so make sure you really dive deep into the numbers. The last thing you want to do is bank on making your money on the appreciation, because when the next crash happens, notice when I said when, not if, you are going to be in a world of hurt. The true value of buy and hold is when you are cash flowing on a monthly basis and the tenant is paying down the debt for you. The appreciation is really a bonus. I'm sure you have some questions. Don't be shy. Comment down below. I will get to answering those as soon as I can. So have you figured out which strategy that you're going to go for? I hope one of these 5s ends up being the one. I hope you take it super serious. Dive in, go for it, and soon you will be conquering real estate investing.